Welcome Guild Ball supporters to another Guild Ball match report. You are here with your channel host James on Hotgates Gaming for another episode of Abattoir Away Days. I know that you guys out there have been waiting a little while for this particular episode. Lots of people have been getting involved and sending me messages and asking, where's the next match report? When are you going to be playing against the Brewers? When are you going to be doing a blue on blue? When are you going to be playing against, who else have I got left to play? I've got Brewers to play, I've got Butchers to play against, and Masons. But of course at this part in the series the hardest thing is getting players, and today I've got an absolutely worthy volunteer. We are back in Henry and Ellie's house, who are staunch members of the Manchester Guild Ball community, and although Ellie isn't feeling particularly well, I'm not feeling too well, which is why she's not going to be on the camera, she is going to be playing me today. I'm not playing against myself, and this is the match report that you've all been asking for. We're going to have a real smash 'em up today. We're going to be filming the Butchers versus the Brewers, so make sure you sit back, relax and enjoy. I'm going to show you those teams right now. And of course, first up, we have got the Butchers here. The Butchers are here, our home team for the Abattoir Away Days series. Nothing much different here. They might put on a few pounds after Christmas, but we have got the Captain Ox in the middle. We've got the mascot Princess. We've got Boiler. We've got Shank. We've also got Brisket over there, and we've got Boar. Remember, if you want to learn a little bit more about what all of these guys do, go and check out the first episode of Abattoir Away Days, or get yourself over onto the Guild Ball website, where you can see all of their stat cards. Next up, we're going to go over across the pitch and have a little look at the Brewers. And opposing the Butchers today, we have got Ellie's Brewers over here, led of course by the mighty Tapper. He's pretty tough, he's got tough hide, he gets tactical advice with Scum, giving extra influence of course. He can also give influence to friendly Guild Ball models within 4 with his heroic play, which is pretty good. And he's got a melee zone of 2, which is always important in this game. He's going to be pretty hard to take down. He works very well with the guy next to him, who is Hooper. Also has tough hide, pretty tough to hit. He's got a heroic play called True Grit. There's a lot of heroic plays in the Brewers team, so use of momentum to do these various things. So he can gain +2 tack from using that. He also has a melee zone of 2 inches and tough skin. And he's also got something called Smash Shins, which you might see during this game. Then we've got the big guy over here, really easy to hit. He does have tough hide, so it does reduce the damage on him, but no armor and 2+ defense. Plenty of health, but his main trick is to throw a barrel and knock people over and push them around. And that's what the Brewers are really good at, knocking people down and then getting benefits when people are knocked down. We do of course have the mascot Scum down here, reasonably hard to hit, and can move quite fast as well, can make a 2-inch dodge at the start of the movement, and also has unpredictable movement itself. And has hamstring there, but that's not particularly important. And then over here we've got the guys who are better at football. We've got Friday. She's pretty fragile, although she's made a little bit better by Spigot, who's next to her. She's got Shadow-like. She gets extra defense when she is near Spigot. And she can also make a dodge up to its base move, or is that Scum that can do it? Scum can dodge towards her, so it's that way around. She can't dodge towards Scum. And she's also got a heroic play, which makes her better at kicking as well as dirty knives. And then finally over here we do have Spigot. Again, he's got a heroic play as well. Friendly models starting their advance within this aura gain +2/+2 move, which is pretty good. He's also a football legend, and he gains +2 tack against models that got the knockdown condition, so that could be pretty brutal. All of these guys here are pretty good at getting the wrap round as well. I think they've got sort of 1 column on their playbook less than what their tack is. So a very, very good anti-Butchers team. Let's get this game started and let's see how they get on. So first of all, we're going to roll the dice and we're going to see who's going to pick who is receiving the ball or kicking it. Let's have a look. I'm going to receive the ball for sure there. There we go, that's how we're looking after deployment. As you can see over on the butcher's side, we've got Shank over on this left flank, then we've got Boiler, we've got Princess, we've got the Captain Ox in the middle, we've got Boar over on that side, and of course Brisket over there. And then on the far side over there, I believe that is Hooper. And then we've got Scum, I'll have to learn all these guys' names. We've got Tapper, who is the captain, Stave, who's going to be kicking the ball off here, Friday, and also Spigot. I think I've got them all. Did I nail it? Good stuff. Okay, brilliant. So, we're going to start off with the kickoff. So here we go. Stave is going to be moving up. He's going to move up 4 inches, like so. He's getting himself into the centre, ready to lob barrels and dictate who's knocked down and not. And you're going to be kicking the ball. He's got a kick of
6.
So he's got a kick of 6, brilliant. And he's going to be kicking out in that direction there. There we go. So the ball goes out to that direction. As you can see, I'm definitely not playing against myself. Those are not my hands. Those are not my hands. Elle's going to roll the kick and see where this is going to go. So, is it a successful kick first of all? Let's see. It is a successful kick. So you will get to re-roll. And it's going to go in the... It's going to go into 4 and it's going to go 2 inches. Are you happy with that? 2 inches in the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're going to keep that there. Absolutely brilliant. And there we go. That's the ball kicked off, and we're going to go into allocation of influence now. So the Butcher's allocated their influence, and down here Shank has taken 3, Boiler 2, Princess 1, Ox has taken 3, none on the big guy Boar for this turn, but 3 over there on Brisket. And in the meantime, over here, Stave, who's rushed up to the centre, dominating centre ground, he's got 2 there, Friday's got 3, and Spigot has got 1. And then over there, the captain himself, he has got 3, Scum just the 1, and Hooper has got 2. So we're going to go into first turn, the Butchers. So Butchers are going to start off with the mascot Princess, and Princess, this is all pre-measured, remember, for the sake of time, is going to be moving up to here. The ball is going to snap to Princess, just like so, and then she's going to spend that single influence there to kick the ball back to Ox. So only got a kick of 1, need a 4+ here. It's a 1, so it's not successful. So we need to work out where that ball is going to go. So the ball is going to scatter from Ox. So which direction is it going to go in? It's going to go in the 3, and it's going to go in the 3, 4 inches. So we're going to measure that now. So it's now over to the Brewers, and we have got Mr. Stave. He's going to be activating. He's moving up less than his 4 inches, just to that point there, because he is going to be spending 2, is it? To lob a barrel. Now he's aiming for the dog here, just behind the dog, because he wants to push the dog back towards the centre line there. So the dog is 4s and 1s to hit, and you've got 2 to do so. Okay, so let's see what you get. And you get double 1.
Snake eyes.
And unfortunately, that is unsuccessful from Stave. And we're going to go back over to the Butchers. Whew, thank goodness. Next up, it is Boar for the Butchers, and he is just going to be moving up 4 inches just to this position here, which sends us back over to the Brewers. Scum is up next, and by hook or by crook, because there are various things that can make Scum move pretty far. Just going to be moving up to this area here, staying within the 4 inches of Tapper. I'll get their names in the end, and then that's it. So we're going to go back over to the Butchers. So as Henry says, now on to the important stuff. Now we've got to actually do something. So again, all pre-measured. We have got lovely Brisket here, who's moving 2.5 inches. Well, she's spending 1 first of all to run, and she's moving 2.5 inches up to here to snap the ball to, and then she's going to continue her 5.5 inches with the ball back over here. And she's then going to spend 1 to super shot, and that will obviously use the other one as well to kick to Ox over here. So that means that she is going to go up in distance of kick, and she also gets an extra dice, so she is going to become 4 dice here. Okay, so it's a successful kick, needing a 4+. It certainly is. So the ball is going to go over to Ox, the captain. We're going to generate a point of momentum, and everything will go back over to the Brewers. Spigot's moving next, and he is just going to be moving up his normal move, just to this position here, all pre-measured. But before he does so, he's going to tool up Friday. So there we go, that's his move, and we're just going to move him over to that position there, which hands everything back over to the Butchers. Next up is the Captain Ox, and first thing he's going to do is put tough skin on himself to give him +1 armour. The next thing he's going to do, he's going to spend 1, and he is going to attempt to kick the ball to Boiler here. So he's got a kick of 3-6, so we need a 4+ here, and we nail it there. So the ball is going to go over to Boiler, and it will generate another point of momentum there. And they're going to spend the other one. Again, pre-measured all of this. He's just going to be moving up to this area here, staying outside of the 3 inches, just in case you do get the initiative next turn. And with that, it's going to go back over to the Brewers. Next up, it's Hooper, and he's going to be spending 1 to sprint over a little bit closer to stay 4 inches away, in fact, because he's then going to spend another 1 to tough skin on Hooper, not Hooper, Stave, which is going to give him an extra armour, just trying to protect him there, realising that he is out there on his own a little bit. And with that, it's back over to Team Butchers. So next up, it is the turn of Boiler, and before Boiler moves up his 6, he's going to spend 1, and he's going to kick the ball to Shank. Ooh, interested faces around. So he's going to kick the ball to Shank. Shank's got a kick of 2-6. Sorry, not Shank, sorry, Boiler's got a kick of 2, is that right? 2-6, it is. So needing a 4+ here. More about the momentum generation, but he doesn't get it. Okay, so it's going to go in the, it's going to go in the 5, and it's going to go 5 inches. That's pretty terrible. Okay, so that's 4 inches, but that's an inch away. So the ball is going to go just to ahead where that dice is there. So as you can see, the ball has ended up there. That is not part of the plan. Not part of the plan at all. So Boiler is going to move up to this position. That was terrible. He's going to move up to that position, and he's going to spend his last point of influence there to attempt to mark target on Stave. So it costs 1. Not Stave. Is it Stave? It is Stave. Needing a 2+. And he gets it. So mark target is on Stave. So after a little bit of thinking about what to do with the Captain Tapper, there were some thoughts about whether to come over here to help Friday get in on Boiler, but instead Tapper has decided to move up 7 inches. He's going to spend 1 to sprint up 7 inches just next to Stave there, and is going to spend his final 2 influence to put his commanding aura up, which of course gives the extra damage and the like. So there we go. That is it for the Brewers there. They've still got Friday to activate over there, and I've still got Shank. We're going to come back in with that now. It's the final activation for the Butchers on their first turn, and some decisions to be made with Shank. Because, of course, could have gone up there, started hitting away, got the marked target on there. That's what I was kind of setting up for. But that doesn't necessarily look like the best thing to do for next turn, because Shank's then pretty exposed. He's quite soft, and this is obviously a very hitty team, and he'll also be blocking off some of the potential for the Butchers down here. So instead, he's going to spend 1, and he's actually going to go and collect the ball. So it goes 4 inches up to that kind of position there, and snaps the ball too. And the other 4 inches is going to take him to just where that dice is there, which is 6 inches away from Ox. He's only got a kick of 2, so this is risky. I'd raise the camera to look at Elle's face, but she's not feeling very well, so we're not going to do that. But she's looking very eyebrows raised, shall we say. Okay, so here we go. 4+. Oh, he gets the 5, so point of momentum generated, which is the key thing here really. First turn goes to there. And Ox has got the ball, and then the final point of momentum is going to be to where they go him out, and I'll do that now before going back over to Friday's go. So this is it. Friday is stepping up to the plate, and she's going to come and try and generate some momentum for the Brewers. So she's doing her Shadow Light, which takes her 2 inches up just to that position there, and then she's going to be spending 2 to charge in an inch away from ball there. Ox even, thank you very much. I do that a lot. So she's charging in, and I am going to spend a point of momentum to counter-attack. I'm going to spend a point of momentum to counter-attack here. So because you're within commanding aura, you get extra attack, is that correct? So here we go. So you'll normally attack 4, charging 4 goes up to 8. And then you get an extra 2. An extra 1, sorry. So you've got 9 dice here. Okay, so you've got 9 dice. Now you do need 3s, but there is 2 armour here. 2 armour. So of course, aiming for the wrap round here, what can you get? And it's not a bad roll actually. So you lost 1 there, and then 2 from there. But you've got 6 hits. 6 hits. So you're going to have a little look and you're going to see what you do. Of course you wrap, because you've only got 3 I think in the thing, haven't you? So what are you going to do to me?
I'm going to take dirty knives.
So you're going to go for dirty knives, reducing the defence.
Does 1 damage as well, and poison. 1
damage and poison, so we'll pop those on in a second.
And I'm going to take a momentous tackle.
And you're going to take a momentous tackle to take the ball back. So there we go. So you do generate a point of momentum, and we're going to come back with the counter attack. So for the counter attack, that's going down to 2 there, and of course Ox is attack 7. So needing 4s, and there's 1 armour here. We need a reasonable roll, I think. And we don't get a particularly good roll, so those results are all out, and we also lose 1. So we've only got 1 success there, okay? And I think that's probably going to be a 1-inch push, which I'm going to work out now. So here we go. So just push Friday away so that she couldn't hit Mr. Ox again, but I missed something here, because once per turn, Friday can say, "Get over here," in the voice of Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, and move Scum up. So Scum is going to be moving up, and Scum can move 8 inches, did you say?
6.
6 inches. So you're going to move Scum up 6 inches. You want to use that? There you go. And it's going to move there, and then Friday is going to pass the ball to Scum to generate the momentum. So this is where you do a howler, and it goes miles back, flying behind your goal. So you've got a kick of 3, have you?
Yep.
Kick of 3, needing a single 4+, and you get that 4+ result. So the ball goes to Scum, you generate a point of momentum, which means we're equal. We're on 2-2. Not good news for the Butchers after all of their plans. So that's how we're looking. I'll have to add some poison to Ox now. During the maintenance phase, but apart from that, I think we should roll for the next turn, shall we? So it's even Stevens. What are we going for? What are you going to get? Oh, you get a 3, which is actually a 5. It's not bad. So 4+ here to get it. Oh, it's the same. What do you get on your second roll? You get a 1. That's amazing news. And it's a 4. So next turn is going to go to the Butchers. Here we go. It's turn 2, and it's going to the Butchers, and we're coming in from the Butcher side of things here. Just 1 over there on Brisket. We've got 1 on Boar, of course. 5 on Ox. I think he's got a bit of a tasty target up there, and it has been recognised. Maybe a little bit of bait going on there, but there's nothing on Friday. But she might go down reasonably quickly. Next up, we've got Boiler, and we've got Shank out there. He's got 2, but over on this side, nothing on Friday. 1 on Scum, 1 on Spigot, lots and lots on the Captain Tapper. He can do quite a bit. I think he might go in and do some nasty stuff, and 3 on Hooper, who all are pretty damn good. So with that, we're going to go into turn 2, first activation for the Butchers team. So we are going to start things off with Ox. Ox is going to kick things off, and he is going to go for the tempting target. That's why not. These are 2 teams that just go for each other, and he's going to spend 2 to actually charge in on Friday, like so. And he's just going to go to that position there, just there. Okay, so he has charged in on her. He is in her melee zone there, and therefore he has got his 7 plus 4. He's popped up his legendary play, by the way, so he's going to ignore the armor here. And he needs 4s only, because Spigot is not in range. So what can he get? Good roll, please. So no. So I think we've got 5 there. And we're going to have a little look and see what he can do with that now. So Ox has done a momentous 2 damage, which has become a momentous 4, but there's also a 2-inch push there. And he is going to be moving Friday that little bit closer to the dog here, so that I'm going to get the assist. So he's going to spend his next 1 to hit again. So he is tack 7. So there we go, that's the 7 dice there. He gets +1 for the dog. And again, he just needs 4s, no armour. What can we do? So that's better. Okay, well, it's not better, but it's good for the number of dice rolled. So that's 5. So yeah, we're probably going to do exactly the same again. Momentous 4 damage. We gain a point of momentum, and we're going to do a 2-inch push, which we are going to do now. So just in case we completely mess up, we have moved Friday a little bit in there, So we're going to get our 8 dice again, hitting here, and again we need 4s, and No armor. 4's no armor. Good roll again would be great. Wow, that is very, very, very good. So we've got 6 that time. Does that make a difference? Is it 7 that you need? No, 6. Okay, so 6 is a momentous 3 damage, which is going to go to being a momentous 5 damage, which kills her.
Yep.
Which is going to take her out. That's brilliant. So he did spend, yeah, because he's spent 1, 2, 3. Is that 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's going to take her out. So I'm going to gain 2 points of momentum. There. I'm going to work out how to spend those points of momentum right now. So immediately Ox is going to spend one of these to heal himself, taking himself back up to full health. So we are now on 3 momentum, and he's going to spend this last one here to tough skin himself as well, to give himself that extra armour. And with that, we're going to go over to the Brewers activation. Next up, we've got the Brewers captain Tapper, who's looking to get some revenge, but not coming against Ox. He's actually going for the softer target in a lot of ways, Boar. So he's going to be spending 2. He's going to spend 2 influence to charge into base contact with Boar, who is going to counter-attack. And to counter-attack. Okay, so you have charge, so you will have 10 dice here, if I'm not mistaken. So 10 dice, needing 2s, lots of 1s, and you get 2 1s, okay, 2 1s there. So that is going to equal 8 hits, which I believe does give you a wrap. So what are you going to do?
Right, I'm going to take Commanding Aura.
Commanding Aura, so that's the last bit of the playbook, the first one.
And then I'm going to take a Momentous Knockdown.
A momentous knockdown. So you're going to gain a point of momentum, but you're going to knock me down. So we're going to knock Boar down. Commanding Aura is up. So it's looking pretty bad for Monsieur Boar. So we need a bit of an epic fail here, really, on a momentous degree. Okay, so he is knocked down now, so you will get an extra dice. So you're going to get 7. Is that right?
8.
8. So okay. 8 dice.
Because he's got Commanding Aura.
Oh, Commanding Aura, so you get a plus 1 tap. Okay, so needing 2s with your 8 dice. What do you get? And there's only 1 1 there. Okay, so you've got 7 hits there. What are you going to do? Now, this is the thing with the Brewers, lots of wrap rounds. That's what they're good at.
I'm going to take a Momentous 3 damage.
So, momentous 3 damage to Boar.
Which goes to 4 damage because of Commanding Aura.
Because of Commanding Aura, so he's going to get 4 damage on him.
And then another 2 damage which goes to 3.
And another 2 damage which goes to 3. Brilliant, so 7 damage in total. Brilliant, so we're going to mark that on the card now and go on to the next attack. So of course Elle is spending the next one here and hitting again. So lots of dice and 3 1s that time. So only 5 hits, so no wrap round this time, which is great news. This is superb news. This could just about make the difference. It depends. Mind you, you can do all your weird, heroic, weird stuff. Okay, so
I'm going to take 3 momentous damage, which goes to 4.
So a momentous 4 damage, which we're going to add on to him now before you go on to what might be your last attack. So it's possibly his final attack, probably not, but he's going to spend a point of influence. So it's the last one that's on him right now, and he's going to have 8 hits. So hopefully he bluffs this one as well. 4 1s. Just a 1 this time. Okay, so you've got 7 hits, so you get a nice wrap round there. So that's 7 hits. What's he going to do?
I'm going to take 3 momentous damage that goes to 4, and then 2 damage that goes to 3.
So 7 damage in total. Wow. So of course, at this point, he's going to call out his heroic play, which is Old Jake's, which means he's going to get 2 influence here to hit Boar and probably kill him, I have to say. So, well worth doing. Absolutely no point not ever doing this when you've generated momentum. So you're going to spend that point of influence. Will you kill him? You probably will on this first one. Drop it, 8 dice. And you get 2 1s, but that should be enough to do 3, which goes into 4. So you're going to get 2 points of momentum, which takes you up to 5. And that's it. The big guy has been taken out before he's managed to do anything. The big casualty for the Butchers. And that leaves you with 1. Can you do anything with that 1? You've already charged and moved and done things, haven't you? We're gonna see if you can do anything now.
I'm going to put Mark Target on Brisket.
Mark Target on Brisket. And of course, to get Mark Target, you will need a single 5 here. Do you get it? Oh, you do. So she is going to be Mark Target. So I will pop that on her now. And that ends some serious awesomeness there from, what's his name, Tapper? He absolutely smashed it there. So we're going to go back over to the butchers. So Shank's going to try and get a little bit of revenge here. He's going to walk up 6 inches. He's going to stay outside of the 2-inch melee, the 1-inch melee of Scum, the cat, so he doesn't trigger his unpredictable movement, just like so. And then he's going to spend 1 to hit him, which we're going to do now. So here he is. He's going to spend that 1 there. He isn't going to bonus time this first time, so he's got attack 6 here. He needs 5s to hit, so we need a couple here, would be good. And wow, we get 4. That was unexpectedly good. We were hoping for 2. Okay, so 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be 3 damage, which becomes 5 damage, momentous, and a 1-inch push as well, which we'll do now. And we're going to spend the momentum gained immediately on this next attack to bonus time. We've got 7 dice here, needing those 5s and 6s. And yeah, okay, so we've got another 4, which will be another momentous 5 damage with a 1-inch dodge. I said push last time. So it's 3, which goes up to 5, which I believe is going to kill the cat and take me up to 4 momentum. And we'll come back with the ball scatter. So there's probably going to be a lot of dying in this turn, I can see. So he has taken his 1-inch dodge back, Shank has, and the ball is now going to scatter. So we point the 1 towards my goal, like so, and Al, if you want to, you might as well roll it. So back towards our goal, like so, and you roll, it's going to go in the 5, which is back towards your goal, and it's going to go 2 inches, so it's probably just going to land about there. We'll put the ball there, and then we're going to move on to the Brewers. And it's Stave's turn, and they're going to go after Shank. Of course, good bit of target priority there. So he's going to be lobbing a barrel just behind Shank there. So Shank is forced to hit. It costs 2 to do this, doesn't it? Okay, so needing a 4, and you do, you get the 4 there. So you're going to knock over Shank. We've got some knockdown tokens here. And you're going to move him 4 inches in that direction, which we'll do now. And now Stave has done that to Shank. He's going to move past the ball, picking it up, moving 4 inches back, and then he's going to drop the ball just behind him there. Ah, poor Shank. And then with that, that's going to bring it back over to the butchers. Boiler needs to do some cool stuff here. Okay, so what he is going to do is to move up his 6 inches to there into the melee range of what's his name, Spigot. Okay, he's going to spend 2 points of momentum, which I'm going to change down now, to stand up Shank. He's also going to spend 2 of his influence to swift stance Shank, making him 5+ to hit, which could be a difference here. Now he still has 1 to hit, and he is going to do that now. So we're going to work out how many dice he's got, and we're going to crack on. So now he's done all the defensive stuff, he is going to spend that final point of influence to attack. That's right. Okay, so he's 5 attack, and no dog around here, unfortunately, and Shank is just out as well, just out of giving that assistant dice. Okay, so he needs 3s, no armor here. So what does he get? He's going to get 4, and 1 comes off. So let's have a little look and see what he can do. And Boiler is just going to do 2 damage, which is going to go to 3 to get his point of momentum, and of course it is going to cause bleed as well. So with that, we're going to go back over to the Brewers. So next up we've got Hooper, and Hooper is going to be coming in and charging against Princess the dog. Because he's charging, I'm going to spend 1 and do defensive stance, because I think you're winning a momentum battle here anyway. So you have charged up, so you move him up now, that costs you 2. And you're staying out of his melee, yeah?
Yeah.
But engaging both. You're engaging Ox as well? Do you want to?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay, good stuff. So you're coming within the commanding order there. So you have charged. So you will need 5s and 1. How many attack do you get?
Normally I get 5.
So you've got 5.
And then
you get another 4.
4 for the charge.
And then 1 for commanding order. Brilliant. Okay, so 5s and 1. So you get 2 hits, which goes down to 1.
Rubbish.
So you've got 1 hit, which is going to...
I'm going to do 2 damage to you.
So you're going to do 2 damage. Is that 2 damage that goes to anything, or just 2 damage?
1 that goes to 2.
1 that goes to 2. Brilliant. I'll mark that down now. We'll come back with the next attack. So here we go, not a particularly great roll there. Good use of the defensive stance, I think. But now it is only 4s and 1s. You've got 6 dice because of commanding aura. So you spend that final point of influence there, and you roll. Can you do more damage to Princess? I think so. Let's see what we get. So that time you get 2, which goes down to 1 again. So you can do another 2 damage.
I'm going to take a momentous push, actually.
So momentous push. So Ellie's going to move the dog 1 inch that way. Brilliant. And that's it for the Brewers there. So we're going to come back with the Butchers. Next up it's Brisket, and Brisket's going to spend her influence there just to run up 8 inches just to that position there. So it's going to go back over to the Brewers. So it's over to Spigot, and Spigot is just going to be hitting against Boiler. Okay, so 4s and 1s. You've got how many tuck?
5.
So tuck 5, what do you get? 4s and 1s, and you get 2, which goes down to 1. And what can you do for 1?
Not very much. I'm going to do a damage to you.
So you're going to do 1 damage?
Yep.
Yep, so 1 damage on Boiler, and that means it will come back with Princess. So I believe it's going to be the final activation, and we are actually going to move Princess in to engage against the 2 big guys there. I think that it might die somehow. But there we go. That is our Guild Ball pitch after turn 2. Currently the score is 4 to the Butchers to 2 to the Brewers. You are 6 ahead of me. I've got 2 though, so there is a chance that I can go next turn. What is going to happen? Here we go. What do you get? You get a 6, and it is going to go to the Brewers. And this is our pitch. So, as you can see, Boar is back on the pitch. He's moved up on that part there. And in the meantime, Ellis decided not to bring Friday on. Very fragile, and lots of threat, of course, from Shank and from Brisket. Everyone's got a little bit of influence on them, and as you can see, it's clearly a bit of a plan there with Stave with the 3 on him, but nothing on Spigot. Perhaps a sacrificial lamb, we shall see. So we're going to go into first turn activation for the Brewers. So here we go. So Stave is going to be activating first, and he's going to spend nothing. He's just snap the ball to first, and he's going to move up 4 inches just to there on the edge. And when he gets there, he's going to spend 1 to kick the ball to Hooper. To Hooper. So you need a 4+ here, 50-50 chance. Oh, and you don't get it. So where is the ball going to scatter to? So it's going to go in the 5, which is this way, and it's going to go 1 inch. So it's just going to go 1 inch away from him to there. Brilliant stuff. And then you've got 2 more to spend, and you are going to be barrel lobbing. And where are you going to chuck your barrel?
I'm going to put it there.
Yep.
So that if it does hit, it will push you in that direction.
To push me in that direction, brilliant. Okay, so it's 3s and 1 to hit. So 3s to hit. And you get the hit. So the barrel goes off, he is going to be knocked down, so we'll put that on him. And you're going to push him 4 inches this way, yeah?
Yep.
So you're going to push him 4 inches into base contact with your man there. Fantastic. And then with that, we are going to go back over to the Butchers. So it could be pretty grim for Monsieur Ox here. We shall see. So he is going to stand himself back up first of all, and he is going to strike against Hooper. So he's tack 7, but he gets +1 because the dog is around, and he's 3s to hit, and you've got 1 armor. Is that correct? Brilliant. Okay, so the first hit is going to give me, fantastic, and then 1. So we've got 4 there. Okay, so for Ox, he's going to do a momentous 2 damage, which is going to go up to 3, which goes back down to 2 because of tough hide. He's going to do exactly the same again. So he is immediately going to hit, needing 3s. 1. That's a cock dice. Bottom. There we go. Okay, so he has got that number of hits this time, -1. So he's got 5 hits, and with 5 hits, I think what he is going to do this time is to not. Oh, if he knocks you down, the ball scatters, doesn't it?
It will.
It will scatter. He's not going to knock you down. He is going to do He is momentous 2 damage, which would go up to 3, but then it goes back down to 2. And he also gets a 2-inch push as well, which he is going to push you 1 inch of that. And I'm going to do exactly the same again. So needing 3s and 1 armor. And wow, we get a lot there. Okay, so we've got 7. So we're going to have a little look at the playbook and see what we can do. At this point, he is going to momentously tackle the ball on 2. And gain a point of momentum for that. And then we're going to spend our next one here to kick into space over here, 6 inches. So we're going to get our 6-inch measure. And we're just going to be kicking it up to there. Just to that point. Okay, so is it a successful kick? So he only gets 2 here because he's engaged. Okay, so 4 plus. Yeah. Okay, so which direction is it going to go in? It's going to go in the 3, and it's going to go 5 inches. So we're going to see if that's what we want now. So yeah, we just checked over the footage to see whether it was in the 3-5 or the 5-3, and I'm going to re-roll the scatter. So it's instead going to go in the 2. Boiler more. It's going to go in the 2-1, which would put it an inch away from boiler. Looking at that there, so that's brilliant. So I'm going to do that now, and then carry on with Mr. Ox. And Ox is going to hit one more time now. So again, he's got his 8 dice here. What's he going to get? And he needs 3s with 1 armor. So that is 4. And with 4, he is going to knock down Spigot on his 4th column. Sorry? Hooper, that's his name. His name's Hooper. Spigot's that one over there, isn't he? Okay, brilliant. So he's going to knock him down, and that will end Ox's activation. So the ball has snapped over to Boiler over there, getting it away from what's going on over here, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Although it does mean that Ox is probably a little bit vulnerable right now. So with that, we're going to move on. So again, Guild Ball viewers, all of this is pre-measured, and now we've got the Captain Tapper, who he can't charge because he can't see Ox, but he is going to walk around, leaving the dog's engagement sign, which means he will take some parting blows. He's going to walk around, and he's going to stay outside, did you say?
Yep.
That's it, where that bleed token was there. So we're going to come in with the dog's parting blows. So here we go, Princess is parting blows, that means +2 dice to the 4 tap he's already got, needing 3s and 1. Okay, so there we go, so 3 miss and then 1 there, so I get 2 for the hits, and that is going to be with Princess. 2 well, it's not momentous of course, but 2 damage, but it goes to 3 because of Ox's aura, but then back down to 2, so 2 damage to Tapper. Tapper's now going to spend 2 influence to put commanding aura up, of course, and then is going to spend the next one to hit against Ox. Of course, can't counter-attack because you're outside of his melee range. So here we go. You have got how many?
6 dice plus an extra 1 for commanding aura.
Plus an extra 1 for commanding aura. So you've got attack 6 here or 7?
7.
7. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. So needing 3s and 1. So you get 3 misses there, and then 1 comes off for the armor. So you've got 3 hits. So what does 3 hits do for the Brewers?
I'm going to take a momentous knockdown.
So a momentous knockdown. So Ox is going to be knocked down. It does gain you the point of momentum that you need, of course, to do what you want to do next. So we'll put that on now, and we'll come back with your heroic play undoubtedly. So Ellie is now going to spend that point of momentum gained to activate the heroic play to put 1 influence on Tapper and 1 on Hooper there. So nicely spread out. And I'm guessing you're going to spend that one straight away. Yep. To hit the knockdown Ox again. As this time you'll only need 2, so 2s and 1. 2s and 1 armor. So lots of 1s here for us, please. And not a single 1. Okay, so you've got 7 there, which goes down to 6. So 6 hits. Wraps for you, does it? Or
it does, just.
Just?
I'm going to take the 3 momentous damage, which goes to 4.
3 momentous damage, which goes to 4.
And then I'm going to take 1 damage, which goes to 2.
And 1 damage, which goes to 2. Okay, so I'm going to put that on now. So some pretty tough decisions in that turn, probably, in this turn here, because it looks like Ox is probably going to die regardless here, which means that you're quite tempted to go up and just go and score, or maybe even kill Spigot, maybe go 10, know that you're going sort of 10-6 up maybe. But you've got to try and give him a fighting chance. There's no influence over there. So I am actually going to spend 2 momentum. Which could be a little bit risky, but spend 2 momentum to remove conditions from Ox. So he's going to be stood up and he's going to lose poison at last, which is brilliant. And then I'm going to spend that point of influence there to sprint away. Because if I'm going to get away with the dog, now's when I'm going to do it. And there we go. That's Princess's activation, which is going to hand it back over to the Brewers. So here we go. Was it worth standing Ox up? Should we? I don't think healing him would have helped. I think we're all in agreement there that healing wouldn't have helped him. So stand up might have given him a fighting chance. But of course, Hooper is going to hit Ox now. Before he does that, he spends a point of momentum to do his heroic, which removes conditions and also gives him +2 attack for the rest of the turn. Is that right?
Yep.
Nailed it. Let's do this. Okay. So you do get +2 attack, which means that you are now on.
He's normally 5s.
Normally 5s, but you're going to get +1. Crowding out.
Crowding out, +1 from commanding aura.
Fantastic.
And +2 for his heroic.
So pretty nasty stuff. So 3s and 1 here. 3s and 1. And that's. Ooh, no, you've got. Wow. And you're losing another one as well. So 3 hits only. That's not great. Just about.
I'm going to take the momentous knockdown.
The momentous knockdown has been done. So he's going to go on his bum. Now this means that extra damage can be done here. So that was a momentum spent. And you're going to spend your next point of momentum to hit again. This time you need 2s and 1s. So you need the wrap here, don't you?
I do.
You need the wrap to kill. Okay. So this is where we see 5 1s! Oh, there's 3 of them. There's 3 of them. And then, of course, you have the 1. So you've got 5 hits, which isn't a wrap on him.
No, it's not.
This is great news.
I'm going to take 3 momentous damage, which goes to
5.
5, yeah.
5, and that of course is because Ox is knocked down, and of course because of commanding aura. So 5 damage. 5 damage. So we're going to mark that off now and then come in with a final attack. Here we go. So bonus timing, because you can't afford not to wrap here. You can't leave Ox on 1 health. This could be the greatest moment in Guild Ball YouTube history if you roll lots of 1s, but we shall see. Can you do it? You should get the wrap here. Oh no, that is 3 1s. You did bonus time, which might have saved you because you've just wrapped. You've just wrapped, which means that you should be able to do this. So you got 7 hit. Oh no, there's armor as well, isn't there? So armor. So that's 6, which wraps you by the 1, which means you can do
3 momentous damage, which goes
to 5.
And then 2 damage.
And then 2 damage, brilliant. So there you go. So you have 3 damage, yeah. So you have taken out Ox. Well done. So a nice move there from the Brewers. That means that the score at the moment is just 4 each, I believe. 4 each, but hopefully that's going to change reasonably soon. So here we go. We're going to come in with Boiler here, and Boiler is going to pass the ball to Shank. Okay, so he's normally got a kick of 2, but it's going to become 1. Does he succeed? 4+, 50-50 chance. Let's just check. Oh yes. So it is going to go there, and I do generate a point of momentum. So we go up to 2 there, which is good news. Okay, so that was that 1 spent, and I'm going to spend the final 1 to hit against Spigot here. So I am attack 5, I believe, with Boiler. Attack 5, certainly am. Here we go. So needing 3s, no armor. Let's say a good roll, and that's 4 hits. So 4 hits with him is going to what's he going to do? So 4 hits, he is going to do 2 damage and cause bleed as well. So Spigot is going to be moving, and before he does that, he's going to spend a point of momentum to heal himself, which takes him back up to 12 boxes, I believe.
Yep.
So he's on 12 health now, and he's just going to trot right in between the 2 butchers there, taking his bleed condition with him. So engaging Shank. So with that, it's going to go back over to the butchers. Here we go. So Shank is going to be hitting Spigot. So he's spending a point of influence to do this. He gets an extra dice, of course, because we have Boiler there as well. So 3s here. What does he get? So 2 misses, and do you have an armor? Got a point of armor as well. So we get 4 hits there. So 4 hits with Shank. 4 hits with Shank is going to allow him to do a momentous 3 damage with a 1-inch dodge, which I'm going to take. So we'll do that now. And Shank's going to spend the next one to do exactly the same again. Okay, so he's got 7 dice here, needing 3s, 1 armour. So 2 off, and that means he's going to get exactly the same again. So he's going to do a momentous 3 damage, gain a point of momentum, and he's also going to do a 1-inch dodge as well. And Shank has now moved, and the goal is in sight just over there, and he's going to spend that point of momentum to bonus time his shot on the goal. So needing a single 4+ here to score. Can he score? And he does, and that's going to be 4 points to the Butchers. So we're going to come back when we roll the scatter. And the Brewers are bouncing the ball back out now. And what are they going to get? So it's going to go in the 3. And it's going to go 5 inches, so 5 inches this way. So we've got a 5-inch template there, so it's just going to land just underneath that there. And you're going to snap it too?
Yeah, I think Hooper's going to get it.
And Hooper's going to snap the ball too. So there we go. So with Hooper now having the ball, we've got 2 Butchers to activate. We're just going to start off over here with Boar. Boar is going to move up, and as he moves up, he's going to do his free charge. He's going to go 6 inches there. We'll measure it properly in a second, and he is going to spend 1 to heal himself as well. And then finally, we're just going to get Brisket, and Brisket is going to run up in this direction to there, and that is going to end our turn. So you have got 1 more momentum than I do at the end of this. 1 more momentum. So you've got +1 to your dice roll. This is where you roll another 1. No, you get a 6 and you win it. Brilliant. So it's going to go to the Brewers. The score is currently 8-4 to the Butchers at the moment, but the Brewers do have the ball, and there's some precarious situations here as we come back in. Ox has come back onto the table, just 1 influence, not put anything on board there. It looks like he might be in a little bit of trouble because there is some barrels to be thrown. But lots of influence on Shank and Boiler because they could potentially do quite a lot this turn, and also on Brisket over there. Friday's back on as well, she's over there, she's got 1, and these guys in the middle of course have got their influence as well. So we're going to go into the first turn activation for the Brewers, and of course the big guy with the barrel is going to go first. So he's going to move 4 up to just where that dice is there. He replaces the dice, and then he's going to do a 6-inch barrel lob there on Boar, trying to knock him off the pitch because it's a 4-inch push. Is that right?
Yep,
as well as the knockdown. So if you don't roll double 1s here, you will knock him off the pitch and you'll get another 2, and you nail it. So Boar is back off the pitch, and it's another 2 points to the Brewers, and you do get point of momentum for taking him out. And so we're going to come back with the Butchers. Very, very, very tough decisions at this point. Who do you go with? Elle, of course, only needs to score and kill 1 now. I need to score, kill 2. Now we know that I can kill 1, but where I'm going to get that other kill from is going to be a little bit tougher, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to save Shank here. Unless I play really defensively, which could be an option. It's another option that was not being discussed the last half an hour.
Just running away.
Just running away, yeah. Like go and kill and hit and run away. But no, I think we're going to do this. So Shank is going to move up, and he's going to move up to there. And he's going to move so that he is outside of his and outside of his 1-inch, like so. Just like that. Okay, and he's going to spend 1 to hit. So he's staying outside of his 1. Okay, so he's going to spend 1 to hit, so he is tax 6. He gets +1 for Boiler being in there. Okay, and it's 3s and 1 armour. So what can he get? Not great. And then 1 armour. 3 hits. That's not going to be enough to kill him, I don't think. So 3 hits with Shank. It's only going to be momentous 2 damage, which keeps him alive, which is terrible news. It's terrible news. And a 1-inch dodge as well, a 1-inch dodge. And I'm going to come back when I've decided what to do there. So some very tough manoeuvring here. So I dodged 1 inch, and I'm now going to spend my next attack to hit stave. Okay, so I'm going to get 6, but -1 because I'm crowded out from him there. Okay, so needing 2s, and they all hit, so I get all 5, which is probably what I want. And I'm going to come back and have a little look and see what I've got. Okay, and Shank has now decided to 1,000 cuts on Hooper, that's his name, which I've never done before, which is quite exciting. Okay, so he's now -2 defence. He would have taken the damage, but because it's up-hide, it is cancelled out. So I'm now going to strike against Hooper, spending number 3. Okay, there. Are you going to do anything?
I sort of have to, don't I? I think so, yeah. I'm going to spend a momentum to counter-attack.
So you are spending a momentum to counter-attack, okay? So I have got 5 dice, okay? I will need 2, oh, it's -2 defence, isn't it?
You get an extra
so
dice.
2s and I get an extra dice, which basically takes me back up to normal attack because of the crowding out there. Okay, so needing 2s, 1 armour. Let's see what we get here. Okay, that is very, very good. Okay, so there we go. We have got 6 results. We're going to see what Shank can do on 6 now. So Shank is going to dodge up his inch to here, like so. So we'll just move him up, where we just seen before. And then he is, of course, they're going to avoid the counter attack, and he's going to hit back over at Spigot. So his 6 dice goes back up to 7, like so. And needing 3s.
1 armour.
With 1 armour. And there we go. So that's 3 hits, which will be enough to kill Spigot. So Shank with that. 1, 2, 3. So he's going to do -2 damage. He gets a 1-inch dodge, and he of course is going to go up to 3 points of momentum. There we go. So I'm going to do the 1-inch dodge now, and I'm going to come back with the Brewers. And there we go. Shank used his dodge just to go into that position there. So fingers crossed. Let's see what the Butchers can do. So here we go. It's the Tapper show, and Tapper is going to be spending 1, and he's going to be running around to just where that dice is there, engaging both Shank and Boiler. And you're going to spend 2 now to commanding aura, is that right?
Yep.
So 2 now to commanding aura, and then you're going to hit Shank. You're going to hit Shank. Shank is going to spend a point of momentum to counter attack at this point. So you do get how many dice? What attack is it?
Attack 6 normally.
Attack 6, but it goes to 7 because of
Commanding aura.
commanding aura. Okay, so 7 dice, needing 4s here. What do you get? And it's and a reroll as well. Wow, here we go.
I smacked brisket in the face, sorry.
Oh no,
no.
you've got 1 hit. That is a terrible, terrible roll. And that is a big difference.
Burn the dice.
Burn the dice. Okay, so wow, what can you do with 1? You can't momentously do anything, can't you? So you can't do heroic.
No.
No.
I can do 2 damage.
So you're going to do 2 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to do 2 damage to Shank, and Shank is going to get to hit back as well. Wow, so we're going to come back with that now. Wow, so that was some incredible bad luck there. You should have got more. You should have got more than 1. But you know, you're still in this, you can still do this, but not the result that you wanted. So it's Shank's counter attack. Of course, he gets 6 dice here, needing 3s, 1 armour. And I get 3 hits, so we're going to have a look and see what he gets with that now. And Shank is choosing to do a, well, he obviously doesn't get momentum for it, but he is going to be doing the 2 damage with a 1-inch dodge, which goes down to 1.
10 to.
Okay, next up we've got Princess, and Princess is just going to be moving up here, just to engage with Stave there, just like so. And then with that, we're going to go back over to the Brewers. Okay, so here we go. So L is activating Hooper, and what are you going to do?
I'm going to spend my first influence to hit Shank.
So you're hitting Shank, so you need 4s to hit Shank. So you are attack
5.
So attack 5, needing 4s.
Commanding aura.
Better rolling than last time. Commanding aura gives you +1 attack, of course. Okay, so you got 3 that time.
I'll take a momentous knockdown.
So momentous knockdown. So he's going to be knocked down, and that does generate you a point of momentum. And what are you going to do with your next one?
I'm going to move up to the dog,
So you're moving up to engage with the dog,
and then I'm going to spend 1 to hit the dog.
and you're going to
Spend 1 to hit the dog.
spend 1 to hit the dog. Okay, so spending 1 to hit the dog. So needing 4s and 1 to hit the dog. And that time you got 3 hits, which goes to 2. So 3 hits, which goes down to 2.
I'm going to take a momentous push
So a momentous push. And where are you pushing me?
I'm going to push you backwards so that you're not engaging stave anymore.
Yeah, just to there. Fantastic. Okay, so there we go. That's the Brewers. Next up is the team captain, and he's just going to be running up with his point just to get into that position there, and then that means it's going to go back over to the Brewers. So recognising the threat of brisket, Friday is going to be doing her 2-inch dodge and then a sprint with her influence to get her well out the way over there, so it's going to go back over to the butchers. Okay, so Boiler is going to move. He's going to make sure he's staying on just on the edge of the 2 inches there and go into base contact with stave there, and then he is going to attack. Are you going to counter attack?
Yes, I think so.
You are going to counter attack. Brilliant. Okay, so I am tack 5. I get +1 -1 because of oh no, mind you, Shank's knocked down, so I get -1.
Hooper as well.
And Hooper as well. Is that 2 inches? Yeah, he is. And he'll have to stay in that. So I've only got 3 dice here. Wow. Didn't realise that. Okay, so here we go. What do we get? And we get all 3 hits. So what can Boiler do on 3? He can do what he needs to do, which is going to be that push dodge. So we're going to come down and have a little look at that now. And with that push dodge, I'm just going to move stave back 1 inch to there, and Boiler is going to move 1 inch to there. Oh, now engaging with this guy, who is Hooper. And we're going to carry on with the rest of his attacks now. Okay, and next up, Boiler is going to be spending his next point of influence to attack Hooper. Are you counter-attacking? Are you going to use that one?
Yeah, I think so. I think I have to.
You are? Brilliant. Okay, so using that one, and I've got 5 dice here, haven't I? Oh, but I get 6 because of 1,000 cuts, which takes into 2s to hit, and he obviously has no armor in this case, so just 2s. No 1s, so I get 2 1s. Okay, so I've got 4 there, and with that 4, I am going to knock you down, I think. So he has been knocked down. The 1 is pointing back towards my goal. The ball scatter of destiny, is it going to go towards brisket? We shall see. What direction? It's going to go in the 1, so back towards my goal, and it's going to go 6 inches towards my goal. So we're going to do that now, and then we're going to come in with Boiler's final 2 attacks. Here we go. So Boiler is going to hit Hooper. So he gets an extra dice again because of the knockdown, plus the 1,000 cuts here. So needing 2s, no armor. What could he get? Wow. And he gets all of them. That is going to be a mighty 7 hits. So we're going to work out what he can do now. So that was a wrap, and that was a wrap. So we did a momentous 3 and a momentous 2, and owner cancels out tough hide, and we've also got 2 more points of momentum. So we're going to go again. We're going to hit with our next attack here. We have got our 7 dice again. We want a similar result. That's not as good. Okay, we've got 5 that time, which should be enough to do the 3. Goes to 4, which goes back down to 3. Brilliant. And we gain a point of momentum for that. So we are on 5 momentum. And then that means that we're going to come back with brisket. And of course we just realised, with Hooper being down to 3 and the bleed condition on, that is going to win the Butchers the game. We're going to do the final activation. Going to spend 1, move up to there, 1,000 cuts, not 1,000 cuts even, dirty knives for the 2. Yeah, let's go. Let's see what we get. In 2s, gets the double 1, doesn't do anything. It doesn't go off. I'm going to shake your hand. We'll keep your hand on camera. And then what I'm going to do, because these guys have got to get off, is I'm going to go through a post-match report breakdown. But thank you so much for all of your time today. Hope you enjoyed that game. Really tough matchup, very, very close. And just in the end, Boiler managed to do it, having those options. So thank you again. I'm going to go to the dugout now. Wow. Guild Ball supporters, so that was your episode of Abattoir Away Days covering the Butchers versus the Brewers. A very sought after matchup. Lots of people have been asking for the Brewers match report, and we finally got it in, and I'd like to say an absolutely huge thank you to Ellie for allowing me to play against her. She wasn't feeling particularly well. I don't think she's particularly keen on being on camera, full stop. And of course, you know, these match reports, I am relying on people being able to meet with me and play a game. So in order for it to continue, I need players. So the fact that she stepped up to the plate in order so that you guys could get a match report in was absolutely fantastic. And my thank you doesn't just go to Ellie for letting me play at her house and taking up her time, but also Henry's time as well. They're becoming really good friends, and I enjoyed sort of being over there. And it was quite interesting as well, as an observation, with Henry being in there. It was a little bit, and it's not a criticism, but you can definitely see sort of like the Henry's a very, very good player. A very good player, so there is that tendency to look towards Henry for help and advice about what to do, but to be fair, even in the end, from myself, so there was a little bit of that there. But I don't think that took away from the experience of playing there, because I think they're both great people. So let's talk a little bit about how that match actually went. Now, of course, it's a phenomenal matchup. I actually think Brewers are better at doing some of the things that the Butchers do, and they're also a little bit tougher to crack, because of course they've got the tough hide, and the fact that they're knocking people down, that can also be a problem. Although it didn't really cause me a huge amount of problems during that game. I was able to get the momentum from the get-go. With a passing round. I was a little bit caught out on the first turn with Friday coming up and generating the momentum. I was trying to sort of get myself in a position where I would get the following turn, first turn activation, which I didn't get, and that could have given me a few problems. And I know that there was definitely a couple of mistakes that I made in there, particularly I had absolutely no idea that Boar in that final turn was going to then be in reach of the barrel lob. I didn't even think about that. So him getting pushed off the table really put me in a little bit of a predicament, because of course then the Brewers were only scoring a goal and one kill away from doing me in and winning the game. I was very conscious at that point with Brisket to try and leave Brisket hanging around the area, and it effectively stopped the Brewers from being able to just score the goal. They had to get the kills first, because otherwise the ball was going to go out to Brisket was going to go and score, and I only needed the 4 VPs to win. Now I think a real key moment was Ellie rolling all of those ones with, was it with Tapper, the captain? I think it was Tapper, the captain, to not get what he needed to get on Shank. That was an absolutely big moment, because then Shank would have been on his bum, would have been incredibly vulnerable, and that obviously then had a big knock-on effect. But you saw how good Boiler is, and to be fair, I mean we both missed, you'll have seen it in the footage, but didn't even realise after he'd got those hits, just from being in range of Ox and the Aura, without even having the dog engaged, was able to take down Hooper. I'll get all these Brewers names in the end. He was able to take down Hooper just with that bleed condition in the end. So it was some real careful manoeuvring. It was a very close game in a lot of ways. I was very thankful that I was able to get that goal in, but then also provide enough of a threat in the end, and to be able to keep the guys alive. I mean, that was always going to be key. I needed to get myself in a position where, one, I was going to go first the following turn if that game was going to carry on, so that I could just get that single takeout, because Spigot, he was going to go down, and that was just a matter of time, and it was just a case of when to free up everything else. So it took a lot of manoeuvring around. It was a little bit difficult in that sense, but in the end it was a victory for the Butchers, and a well-earned victory. I think Brewers are quite a tough one for Butchers a lot of the time. Just because the Brewers can do what the Butchers do in a lot of ways, like put out a huge amount of damage, and they can generate a lot of momentum. They get in the wrap rounds and everything that they do, but they are also tougher nuts to crack. I think that one of the key reasons that the Butchers ended up getting the victory, for sure, was by taking Friday out, because she is pretty soft. And because she's incredibly soft when she comes back on, that led to a situation where the Brewers were down on influence. A tough call, really. You know, do you leave her off to try and bring her health back up a little bit so that she's not just going to go down and give away VPs, or do you leave her off and you lose that influence? And by leaving her off, it meant that I was always getting that extra activation at the end and getting that momentum up, which was quite important when the Brewers were so good at getting the momentum up pretty quickly with all the wraparounds. So a really interesting, fascinating matchup. I'm looking forward to playing against the Brewers again. I think it makes for quite a fun game. You're not really necessarily playing football, but the threat of football is is there. In the end, it was a very close 12-6. It was a very close 12-6, but it could have easily swung and maybe been a 12-10 to the Brewers there. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I have arranged, please don't cancel on me, I have arranged this Thursday to be playing against Butchers, so your next Abattoir away day should be a Butchers on Butchers before we finish the series versus the Masons. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and if you did enjoy it, remember, if you want to support this channel to make further series of Guild Ball match reports or battle reports in any system that you would like to see us do, then do subscribe to the channel, do comment below, and do check out the Patreon, which is in the links in the video description below, because even if all of you subscribers, all 500 plus of you, even if you're all giving $1 a month, if you're all giving $1 a month, then you would be paying for me to be able to do this for a couple of days a week, and that would allow me to produce regularly a lot of content for you guys, and that's what I want to be able to do, because I absolutely love doing it. So thank you very much for supporting this. I had a really good game. I know that those guys had a really good game. Sorry that we didn't have Ellie on the camera, but maybe one day in the future. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Abattoir Away Days.